There it is.
Yes.
There
Yeah,
it is.
there
That
it
one.
is.
So
Yeah,
good.
Scoop. There it is.
Yeah.
How we're starting this off is Scoop. There it is.
Chocolate, chocolate.
Listen, man, Firehouse has a place in fitness, or ice cream has a place in the Firehouse and fitness. So we can start it off that way if you want.
Yeah.
Fitness ice cream cone in my mouth.
Right.
We
All
are
about
up.
that.
We are live.
Sweet.
All right, so what's up, everybody? It's Pip. You can't see me because you can't see me tonight because you can't see me. But we are here for our first ever kind of 555 Fitness grant roundtable, where we're gonna talk about the 555 Fitness grant. Huge shout out to all of our grant sponsors who we will be talking about tonight at some point. But more importantly, to our good friend Jeremy and all the folks at National Fire Radio for again allowing us to hijack their YouTube channel, as I like to call it, I guess. But Jeremy's going to help us out tonight too, because I feel like he is the ultimate host and debate moderator. Let's say, is that a good way to call you? Like,
That's the best way to put it. That's the best.
I certainly have a face for radio, so we shouldn't be on YouTube. But I will say, you guys have always a place with National Radio on any of our channels. You guys are good friends. Value you, and we support you guys 110% on everything that you do. And super proud to be here tonight with the grant, releasing the grant and educating everybody about this incredible opportunity.
Heck yeah.
Sweet. So
do it.
CJ, you are the 555 Fitness Grant Coordinator. I'm going to turn the reins of this really over to you and kind of Jeremy and let you guys kind of go through it, and we'll kick it off that way and go from there, right?
Sounds good. So, like Pip was saying, I'm the grant coordinator. We just opened up our first quarter grant for Strength is Our Foundation grant for 2021. It opened March 1st. We're running them a month long. So March 1st through April 1st, opened at midnight Eastern Standard Time, closing Eastern Standard Time at midnight, also on April 1st. We'll be having 3 grants this year. Strength is Our Foundation grants. Those dates will be March 1st through April 1st, which is currently open, June 1st through July 1st, and then September 1st through October 1st. All this stuff is on our website at 555fitness.org/grants in case you forget any of it. And then we've, as far as I know, this is our biggest grant package that we've had to offer to date. And it has grown in the last 24 hours that I haven't added to the website yet. So
it's amazing how that happens. But yes, CJ is totally correct that this year each grant award is the single biggest, being over 15,000 each. We started our first grant we gave out 7 years ago now, and that was just a little bit over $3,000 worth of just equipment. And now we are $15,000 worth of equipment, training, and beverages.
Right. One of our grants is more than we gave away in an entire year.
That is correct by a lot.
So Pip, you brought up a good point, man. So let's talk about it real quick while we have everybody in the room and educating people that are going to apply. I mean, you said this started 7 years ago. What 555 as a group, right? I mean, talk about how the grant came about and what the intent is and how it's grown over the years and what you've seen. Give me a little background on it.
Yeah, man. So 7 years ago, 555, 8 years ago, 555 was started as a Facebook page all about asking firefighters if they were fit enough to do their job. And it really inspired me. The original founder was putting out workouts that were just like the workouts I was doing. And he started doing the 343 honor WODs. He created a few different programs, which you can go on our website and download now, that are really good programs from a level 1 to a level 4. Level 1 being, your first day in the gym beginner, to a level 4. I consider that to be almost an elite athlete type program that he wrote. And I started myself personally as a fan, but I couldn't do the workouts at work because we didn't have good gym equipment in my firehouse.
Right.
And typical guy from New Jersey on social media, I had some stuff to say about that. Maybe some complaints, nothing negative, but I wasn't a keyboard cowboy, but I wanted to point out to him that, you know, I didn't have the ability to do these workouts. And he took that to heart, and we started kicking around some ideas, and he said, why don't we form this not-for-profit, and why don't we give away fitness equipment?
I love it.
And voila,
I have to think, though, man, that is the common theme. I mean, you know, as fitness is becoming more and more routine and acceptable on the job and to be encouraged, there's still a lot of departments, career and volunteer across the country, that don't have a single piece of fitness equipment within their walls, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Yes. And we see that, you know, we have received in our 8 years, CJ, you have the better number than I do, right? For how many applications?
I don't have a total application number.
Oh.
We're in the hundreds. I know that.
It's a lot. We're in the, we're between 500 and 1,000 for sure. But, you know, we see some that there are some departments that have been committed to fitness for, you know, 30 or 40 years. You know, the city of Chicago, they built racquetball courts into their firehouses during the 70s so that the guys could play racquetball on shift as a form of fitness.
That sounds I love that.
Right.
It's pretty cool. When you go to one of the firehouses that have one, they're pretty cool, actually. And racquetball is a great sport. And so we have departments that have great fitness equipment and very robust fitness programs. And then we have folks that have, you know, whatever they could salvage off of wherever they can salvage it.
Yeah, we definitely get a lot of those. That's one of the things that makes it hard to give away grants in judging applications, is there's so many that are in need that don't have anything, you know, and just looking at people who apply who might have some stuff, when you see people who are using hose and tires and that's all they have and that is what they are putting to use, it makes it hard to give away to people who have anything.
And that's certainly part of the process, though, right? I mean, you want to see, you know, people that are applying for these grants, right? So you said there's going to be 3 this year. Is that?
Yes, 3 Strength is our foundation grants.
Awesome.
But we always have the opportunity to do specialty grants. That happened over the past couple of years where we've had numerous grants that popped up as
nice.
That's how Rapides got their stuff last year, was VetWad.
Okay. But where I was going with this, CJ, and I think it's important to point out, is that departments that are making an effort, that are doing more with less right now, document your story, right? When you apply for this grant, let us know. Let the crew at 555 Fitness know what you're doing now to increase activity within the firehouse through any means possible, right?
Yes. Yeah. Like creating that fitness culture. And it's hard. I understand. I feel like probably most of us on this chat right now have dealt with that, where their department may not have prioritized fitness. And so that's where the money doesn't necessarily go, or the timing on shift doesn't necessarily go, but it's really from the bottom up. I feel like that you see it, we see a lot of the applications where the guys say, you know, we can't get the department to buy stuff because we're replacing engines, or we're trying to get this stuff on the squad. But then they're out there with pail buckets and they're doing stuff as a crew, or they're showing up off shift to do things. And they're really the ones driving that fitness culture. Like, it doesn't have to be department driven. It's member driven a lot of the times.
No, that's a very good point. You mentioned, so we got 3 this year alone, $15,000 worth of equipment
over each grant. Yep.
So we're over $45,000 worth of equipment guaranteed to be donated this year, without anything extra. You know how we keep talking about our VetWad event last year, and it's pretty awesome because we have Chief Parker from the Rapides Fire Parish 15 in the chat with us tonight, and they were the recipient of that grant. One of the reasons they were the recipient of that grant was because their application caught our judges' eyes, and we were able to connect them with VetWad. And we did a specialty grant for that. So that's one of the things that when we're talking about writing these applications, you need to tell your story as to what CJ's doing, what you're doing as a department as a whole to change that culture, just like you had said, Jeremy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, so while we have you guys here, I mean, you guys are the ones that are judging these applications that are coming in. And I can only imagine how difficult of a task that is, like CJ said. I mean, you know, there's so much need, and it's to narrow it down and pick a winner has got to be super tough. But maybe you guys can give some pointers about the process itself. I mean, I know telling the story, but what else helps? What are some are there any tips that you guys can give somebody listening or somebody that's going to watch this as they fill out their application that might help them, you know, gain a little edge?
For sure. We actually put it on our website. So if someone wants to go, like I was saying earlier, 555fitness.org/grants. If you go to that webpage, I'm bringing it up now to try and walk through better.
Sure.
So you scroll down and I have a grant application, frequently asked questions that we get, and tips. And then I also put on there kind of application guidelines that I've given our judges to start using in grading. So I've tried to make it as transparent as possible. Like, this is what we are looking for. So a big part of that is, like you were saying, telling your story. But having previously applied helps give you some boost. We like to see people who are diligent in trying to get a grant and, you know, improve, help better their department and their members. We like to see them having an active social media account. And the only reason we really kind of push that is it allows other departments, it gives you an opportunity to be that positive influence in the fire service. Like, individual members can see this department and what you're doing and get ideas and be encouraged. Like, I know I'm that way. If I see someone working out on social media, it encourages me to go do something. And so we want that for the fire service, EMS, you know, I say fire service because that's what we're in, but we give away to police, wildland, dispatchers, all that stuff. So any of those, if they can share on social media and be able to share what the grant is so other departments and people apply. We have given point value to departments with no fitness equipment and departments with donated or outdated fitness equipment in order to kind of help it. Like I said, it's hard to choose a department in need when so many are in need. So we've given point values to those kinds of things to help having that fitness culture, being able to communicate your story well, and having a plan to promote the grant and mission to others so that they can learn about it and apply as well. Having distinguishing needs. We had, I think it was Autryville, their department got hit by a tornado several years ago, and they had put in for the grant. And that was one of those that stood out. They lost everything and they were trying to replace their fitness equipment.
Yeah, and when you think about a department like them and what they wrote, you know, if you think about your station, you know, your area being decimated by something like a tornado or a wildland fire, you know, when you lose these whole communities and you're rebuilding, as important as fitness equipment is, it's sort of the last thing on the list when it comes to, oh, we need turnout gear, we need an ambulance, you know, we need all these things. So things like that are where we really want to come in and be able to help too, not just through these methods, through other methods.
Yeah. I think the other thing too, Pip, that should be pointed out too is that, you know, being a recipient of the grant, it just doesn't end there, right? I mean, 555 is just the foundation, right? It's the starting block, and you guys being able to award a grant to a worthy department is incredible, but you guys go so much further than that, right? Like, I'm going over the list of equipment and things that are bundled into this grant. You got products, training, coaching, nutrition, beverage, you name it, right? It's like a full service, full package grant, if you will. And then not only that, but it brings them into the 555 family so that you guys are there to mentor them, are there to get them through the ups and downs, and then they become part of the family, right?
Well,
for sure.
Pip, I was going to hit on, and I can't think of the name of the department, Mexico Beach. Is that right in Florida? who also had
New Mexico Beach.
New Mexico Beach. Yeah, you know, they had everything wiped out after they received the grant. And we were actually able to, there was a hurricane, and we were actually able to put them in some connections to get some of that stuff replaced, even without awarding a grant. So, you know, it's one of those, we don't just hand it out and say, see you, have fun. It's definitely something that we stay vested as long as you stay vested.
For sure.
And I know doing some of those Friday workouts and watching you guys do this and getting you up on the live with that, I've seen different departments over the time come in and do training with you, which I think is just incredible too.
Yeah, that definitely speaks to the culture of what 555 Fitness has become. You know, the fact that we are all emergency responders and we just want to leave this place better than we found it, and being able to meet our grant winners from around the country and stay in contact with them and hear their stories and how things have changed. It's just been amazing to watch that roll. And as we're talking about the grant, you know, it got me thinking here. I have never been a part of actually picking a grant winner. It's always been an independent panel of judges. I've been a part of getting the applications to the judges. But one thing that we started right from the beginning with Larry, Ava, and I was, we were never going to be the people to pick the actual winner. And the judges have absolutely no knowledge of where the department is. All of the distinguishing marks are redacted. It's a term CJ, the grant coordinator, taught me. She takes care of that. So the people picking the winner have no idea where in the country they are, what department they're from. There's no way to kind of have a nepotism type situation happen.
Yeah.
But it just had me thinking, I've never gotten to do that. I've never picked the winner.
That's so hit on that real quick. Sorry, I was responding to someone in our chat. Hitting on that real quick. So the way we've done in the past is I have narrowed it down based on disqualifiers, which again are on our website. And then also looking at the needs, what the department is wanting, and if what we have in that grant package fits those wants, because sometimes we have people wanting a treadmill and a Stairmaster, which aren't in our grant package. And we don't want to send equipment to a department who might be in need, but isn't going to use it. We don't want it collecting dust. We want it to go to use. So I'll go through, I'll narrow it down as best I can, and then I go through and redact all the information. And then I have a random panel of judges that get those essays and or those applications, go through them and give me a ranking. And then we take the average ranking of everyone and I rank based on those scores, if that makes sense. So I try to take personal feelings out of it. Like there's nothing in there except for judging that application.
Have you guys seen over the last 7 years an increase in applications each year?
For sure. Last year was our biggest one by far.
And do you know how many you received last year? I'm just curious for my own knowledge.
Each quarter we had over 60, and it was only me going over these grants. And so I have since recruited other people.
So what CJ's saying is help. I need help.
I needed help real bad.
So how do we push it out this year? I'm going to do, Pip and I have been talking, I'm going to do a little bit of a green screen thing on it on our channel. We're going to blast it out for you as well. But what else? How can people watching, how can people listening, how can people get involved to help promote this, push it out there and share?
I mean, social media is great just because so many people are on it, you know, so we, especially during our month of the grant and kind of the weeks leading up to it, we try to start pushing it out to remind people of it. If someone knows a department, maybe your department is well off as far as fitness equipment goes, but you have smaller departments or you volunteer or work part-time at a smaller department that needs equipment, sharing that with them is great. Telling them to sign up for our email list is awesome because we try and give as much information on the grants as we can. When specialty grants come up, we'll share it on that. I've been trying to share those tips and guidelines and stuff that we use in order to for grant applications, and then to grade the grant. I've been sharing those on our emails, so it's a good resource as well.
And we're not hiding anything here either. Like
Right.
everything, CJ has done an excellent job of cultivating that webpage to answer the majority of questions that people may have. And we're not hiding. It's not like we're some not-for-profit with some CEO no one can talk to. Message me on Instagram, 555PIP, message the 555 Fitness page, message CJ. We'll give you whatever we can, aside from being like, you bribing us to be the winner. We can't do that. But other than that, we'll help you in any way possible.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, CJ.
I was just going to say that's another thing too, is I've had some departments reach out and say, hey, we're trying to put in for this grant, but our chief is worried about signing, or we need to know these questions about it in order for city council to approve that we apply for it. Or I'm trying to think of some other specifics. Even not.
Wait, so the waiver's always been a scary thing, right? Yes. Because that's what they are, right? It's legalese that our lawyer wrote to protect our little not-for-profit. And it's one of those things that, listen, we get a lot of people who say our town won't sign that waiver. And we have to say, then we're sorry, you can't apply for our grant.
Yeah.
It's just the way, it's nothing that has to do with anything personal, but knowing that the grant is going on for 3 rounds this year now, well, maybe you could convince your town council to sign the waiver. Maybe they can explain. You can have them reach out to us. I think CJ talked to a lawyer last year who was basically saying they wanted to change the wording in our waiver, and she stood firm and said that's not going to happen. Wait, right? You like that one, don't you, Jeremy? I don't like your waiver.
This doesn't really fit my my liking.
Yeah. It happens.
Correct me if I'm wrong, CJ. Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we get one back last year? They changed the wording in our waiver and then signed it and sent it back to us. Yeah.
It's happened multiple times. That's a disqualifier, and that's why I put it on the disqualifier list, is you can't change the verbiage of it. People straight up marked out stuff in ours and like hand wrote above it their own verbiage and then signed it. And you can't. That's not what we gave you.
And listen, there's got to be an expectation here, right? Like, the grant is the grant, and the rules are the rules. And unfortunately, you got to maintain that line. And so to make it a valid application, you got to follow the rules, and it's that simple. Contiguous USA, right? So we're not shipping out of the country, right?
Correct. And we can't ship some things to Hawaii or Alaska for shipping cost reasons. So we're working on trying to find other options, but 2 years ago, maybe, I can't remember, it's on our previous grant winners list. I think it was Esther Volunteer Fire Department had applied for our grant, and they weren't qualified. They couldn't, get the.
They were in Alaska.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were in Alaska. So we couldn't give them stuff from our Strength is Our Foundation grant. But then we had an opportunity with Group 4 sandbags. And so I talked to Pip about that, and we were able to send them some sandbags. So that's why I say everyone should apply, because you never know what's going to pop up.
Yeah, and if you need me to drive something somewhere, Alaska,
Hawaii,
I can put a assault bike in my bag. I'll carry it on, and I'd gladly bring it.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
So it should be said too, if you've applied for the grant before and have not won, it's open season. You're more than welcome to apply again.
Yeah, and they actually get extra points in our application process. Like I said,
Nice.
We love to see return people, because it shows a commitment to trying to improve the fitness within their department, or the access to fitness within their department. So we give props to people who keep on persevering. We want to see them come back.
Cool. When's the deadline? I know it's open now. It opened Monday. When's the deadline?
April 1st at midnight Eastern Standard Time for this grant, this quarter.
Okay. It's good. We'll make sure we get it pushed out right away. Just trying to think, what else are we missing? I know you guys are always looking for partnerships. So if there happens to be anybody that's watching that would want to contribute.
For sure.
To the
Yeah.
grant, That's always
Yeah.
a welcomed addition.
Yep. And we have some really great partners right now. That's all listed on our website as well at 555fitness.org/grants. But just to throw out the partners real quick, and then you can see the list of what they're giving us. Salt Fitness, we have Beaver Fit, Blitz Belts is new, Root 4 Sandbags, Crossover Symmetry, Fire Science Nutrition, Fringe Sport, Life Aid Beverage Company, My Parents' Job, O2X Human Performance, Rep Fitness, and Street Parking. And mentioning that kind of brought to mind, we are doing something pretty cool this year. Is the top 5 applicant writers, the grant writers, actually win something themselves. So even if your department isn't chosen, the fact
Nice.
that you put in so much effort and you made the top 5, the person who wrote that grant is going to get something in return. So they get a 6-month membership to Street Parking. And then also we're giving away, or Blitz Belts is donating one of their Bombero weightlifting belts. So that's why you have to put your weight belt size.
Very
I
cool.
was looking at the YouTube chat, and the one lady that was talking about not being able to post on social media, while that's something we look at, like a lot of our partners, that's how we give back to them too. Is it's the social media is not just for 555, it's to get that same bit of response and return investment to some of our partners that have donated lots to us. So it's not just for 555, the social media, it is for a lot of our partners as well.
Right.
And on that same note, just to keep that kind of flowing, if you see a partner and you happen to, purchase something from them on your own, you might want to mention, hey, I saw it through this grant. And what that does is help us continue to have such amazing packages that we're able to do, because they realize that we are reaching the right community.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hey, too, talking, Bobby, to that kind of point, and I'm just kind of getting settled here again, guys, so you'll see my face in a little bit, which I know you're all excited about. But
well, we're trying to rush before we're trying to get off.
Trying to get off before I can jump on, right? But that's one of those things that this is a perfect example of social media for positivity. And it's not that we're saying like, you have to be posting every other week or you have to be doing anything like that, but it's really trying to tell your story and help others, because that was the whole original mission of 555 Fitness, was to help other emergency service providers. And we want to further that. And you really never know who you can inspire with your post. So it's one of those ways to explain to maybe the powers that be in your department that like social media can be used for good. And I think that's something we really do well when it comes to 555 and spreading the mission.
And just to hit on that real quick, it doesn't have to be a department-backed social media account. If you and a handful of guys or girls from the department are active on social media and working out, then that's fine. You can list those on it. You don't necessarily have to be tagging in at your department or anything. It's like he said, it's more just having that positive influence, and that our equipment would be part of that influence is great to us.
Yeah, I think that's an important fact too, CJ, because I know my department has a strict no social media policy. You have to email it to our chief in order to post it and tag the department. So I feel like there's probably some other people out there that are struggling with that same aspect, would be being able to post and tag the department or have the department represented in it, because a lot of chiefs it's a big no-no for them.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So what else? What are we missing? Did we miss anything? I mean, trying to moderate this and facilitate. I mean, this is just an incredible opportunity. And, we hit on it first thing when we first started, and I started talking about this, is that how it's come so far in 7 years, which in reality, 7 years is a short time, but the fitness movement, the importance of physical fitness in the emergency services is, certainly on the forefront that it's ever been before. And so on. So what you guys bring to the table is just an incredible opportunity. And I think we just need to get that word out. We need people to share, distribute it. Truly, you're not asking for a lot for such an incredible opportunity and giveaway. You're looking for 500 words or less, 500 words and less. I mean, it's not, this isn't a massive undertaking of a AFG grant or something else. I mean, this is you know, and the potential on this is massive. I mean, this could truly change the entire physical fitness culture in your fire department, right? If you have a bunch of go-getters right now that are lifting 50-foot donut sections on a pike pole because you don't have barbells and weights and things like that, and you're able to get this equipment by working hard on this grant and it's awarded to you, it changes everything.
I mean, we have a couple of our grant winners on here. We could talk to them about it. Jen,
let's do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Jen is from Sturbridge, right? Fire department.
Sturbridge Fire. Yep.
Yeah. So y'all have received a grant. You want to tell us like how that's changed or how it's affected the department?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2018, we were lucky enough to be picked as grant winners, and it actually was like really contagious for our department. So we started putting together like a whole fitness program. We got together a couple times a week. We did some workouts. They wanted to swear at me after a lot of those workouts. One we actually titled Hell, with a lot of squats and things like that, but it was fun and people started working out on their own. People started, challenge each other to different things. Like we started doing stair climbs, like, okay, group one got up these stairs in this much time, like this many rounds with a 2.5 on our shoulders. How fast can group two do it? So it kind of like became really contagious and it was awesome. Once the equipment came, everybody was kind of like, what is the assault bike? And I said, you're going to love it and you're going to hate it. But, most people have a good date with it every single week. But it was really cool because other departments in the area were saying like, hey, how did you guys get that grant? And I was like, this is the easiest grant I've ever written in my entire life. Because you follow the directions. I know firefighters don't like to do that. But if you follow the directions, you give the information that you guys ask for, it's just seamless and easy. And it was awesome because we had towns, like a couple towns over, asking like, hey, how did you guys do that? And what are you doing for these programs and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, I go to a CrossFit. I know some stuff, but I'm no expert. But there's workouts on the 555 app. There's workouts online. There's tons of stuff you could do. So we were collaborating with other departments and we started seeing them using the hashtags and working out and posting it on their social media. So, I mean, I think that was the most positive and best part about this.
That's awesome.
The mission.
And it's super great to hear. Get goosebumps off of it.
That's awesome because I sort of feel a little bad because you won in 2018 and in 2018 I think you guys hovered around like the $6,000 value worth of equipment there, and here you are, 2021, we're like 15K plus, and I literally just got a text from someone who wants to donate to the grant who's watching this. Awesome. To add to this package, right? And I'm like, and here you are talking about it. I'm like, man, we may have to revisit some old grant winners and see if we can maybe hook them up with something else. Let me get my thinking cap on.
Or I wonder if maybe like our old grant winners could apply for like a add-on package. Like when we start getting these people who are wanting to add on right now. Not that grant package isn't great, but it's kind of like too much of a good thing, right? If we start giving out so much in one thing, like how well will it be appreciated? Maybe we take a couple of these add-ons and allow our repeats to apply for an add-on.
Are you hinting to me? Are you sending me a hint?
I'm hinting to Pip, actually.
We've done something similar to that in the past, though. When we had equipment donated by French Sport Christmas before last, they filled up the back of my Jeep with equipment pretty much and said, do what you wish with it. It's expensive to ship. And so I found local departments that had one in the past. One of them, I think, was Duncanville in Oklahoma. And I drove equipment up to them and dropped it off. So it's not unheard of to do, but we could maybe do like a specific previous winners.
Well, that's something too that, we haven't really mentioned specifically. I think we said it, but we are a federal 501c3, which was an undertaking that both myself and the original founder had no idea how to do. And people ask us all the time, how did you get that designation? And my answer back is always get a really good lawyer. Because that's literally how we got the designation. Was we had a really good lawyer and he handled all the paperwork for us, and we were fortunate enough to get that designation. But when you have companies out there that want to donate, you know, it's a lot easier to donate through a recognized 501c3 like us to be able to kind of to move equipment through like Fringe did, in a way where we can make that happen for them. So it's just another form of outreach with 555. And to go back to like Bobby's prodding of trying to put things in my mind, you know, now that we have these, I heard CJ saying before, the top 5 winners are getting the 6 month of street parking membership. They're getting the Bombero belt. But it makes me wonder with some of the folks I know out there in the fitness world, maybe we revisit our friends from Sturbridge and Massachusetts with a little bit of an update or something along those lines. So, you know, and it comes.
That we have a ton of sponsors and people that have been A1 supporters of us that can't give us fitness equipment, like Zoll Medical and MSA Fire. You know, these are companies that while they don't, you know, sell fitness equipment or beverages, they 100% support our mission, and they make it so that we can do all the stuff that we're doing, even though you don't see their name on that grant package.
That is 100% true. One of the big ones is the giant check that I have behind me from Born Primitive.
That was probably our best, like our favorite part. Yeah, our favorite part was the giant check.
So yeah, there's definitely some really big players and sponsors that we have that make this possible that, like Bobby was saying, aren't on the list. But they are on our
it's a testament to what you guys are doing. And, you know, you're going to find big partners and people that want to give to an organization that's giving. And I think you guys have set the bar really high in the world of emergency services and grant money or grants for physical fitness equipment and training. I mean, you guys set the bar. And so you're going to find good partnerships with great companies and manufacturers and trainers and you name it, right? Because they recognize all of you for your hard work. And the departments like Jen and her department and the rest of the departments that receive these grants, they're worthy of them, but they're so appreciative that they want to pay it forward too, which I think is so important.
Yeah,
well, Jared, it's important to note with a lot of nonprofits, we're very transparent too. I think a lot of people are worried about where their money's going. We don't pull any punches. Like we post those checks and that money goes right back out. I don't think that that's the case for everybody, that they're so transparent, but we really try to be, that's how we stay so well funded. You know, MSA is a huge company. They don't stay with us because we're shady. They stay with us because we support them and we use their money appropriately.
Well, it's the mission. You guys believe in your mission. You live your mission. I mean, there's something about it, right? When you guys are religious in your workouts and taking care of yourself physically and mentally, right? And that reflects on your organization. And then that organization, any company that wants to donate to anyone like that, they see the people and how valuable the people are and that they believe wholeheartedly in the mission of the organization. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a big part of where our advocates play into is they're the face of 555 essentially within their own community and online, and they do such a good job of representing us and what we do and what our mission is and living that out in their life, that when we have a group like that supporting us, it's easy for partners to get behind us. And I wanted to say real quick to give a shout out to our partners, as we have them listed on our website as well. So if anyone's out there and wanting to support those who support us, that's listed on there, and the links to their websites and stuff, because we want to help them they believe in us and they seriously want to help the fire service and EMS and police. Like, they want to make first responders better and support us, and so we want to support them in return, and so we have them listed on there.
It's been so cool too, as this has grown and our partners have grown as well. So CJ has that big check from Born Primitive back there. When I first met Born Primitive, they had a 10x10 pop-up tent at the Firefighter Throwdown out in San Diego. And they had one t-shirt that said honor the fallen, or that one said honor the brave. I have it in my t-shirt bin because I bought it from them. And I was like, hey, if you guys wanted to maybe donate some money from this shirt to my not-for-profit, maybe we could do something really cool with that. And at the time, they were only donating to the Navy SEAL Foundation, who they still donate to. But if we fast forward to now, they gave away $445,000 in donations, right, Rob? Is that the number right there? Last year. Let's
better and
sounds close. It's somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there, right? Like in all these different not-for-profits. So it's crazy to see how far they've really come along with us, and they've stood by us since that day. Whenever that was, 6 years ago, at the event. But listen, I just surprised everybody here because, I like to make surprises and things like that. And now the celebrity chef, AJ Fusco of Fork and Hose Company, has joined us. So miraculously, how did that occur?
What up?
What's up, homie?
I'm not famous. Come on.
Come on.
Guy Fieri, Flavor Town, who's on the train.
Guys Grocery Game winner. Not how many of us can raise our hand? Raise your hand if you're a Guys Grocery Game winner. Just one. Just one.
He wasn't.
He keeps freezing. I don't see his hand going up, but hopefully he can unfreeze. Like that's because so while he's frozen anyway, and we're making fun of him, but AJ and Fork and Hose Company, we started our Instagram page 555 and Fork and Hose Company within like 2 weeks of each other, and just kind of the short guy thing from the East Coast must have gravitated us to learning social media together. But he's been a supporter of 555 since day one. Even had his own Fork and Hose Company grant with his winnings from Guys Grocery Games that we gave away to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the Little League World Series, who we still have a really good relationship with those guys. I see them using the equipment on social media. AJ had no idea we were doing this tonight. He was sitting at home watching and sent me a text and would like to add an addition to the grant.
I ain't home. I wish I was home.
Oh, not home. I'm sorry. Not home. Sorry.
Second
not sitting
home.
at home. Second home. Sent me a text and has now added to the Strength is Our Foundation grant program with what there, Chef? What would you like to offer up?
I'd like to offer to the winner a Zoom healthy fire department cooking class geared towards healthier cooking in the firehouse, and we could tailor it to whoever wins. We could tailor it to the tastes of the firehouse, because we all know like regionally it could vary. So we'll even tailor it. Unfortunately, we can't do any like beer and wine pairing with it, but we'll make it fun and hopefully you could add a little bit to your wonderful grant, which is already.
Maybe you can show him, AJ, how to make homemade mozzarella.
Yeah.
And then how to sneak it past the airlines.
I'll try to get it to USA again without them thinking it's a brick or something. But yeah, we'll save that for another one.
Dude, I will remember my promotion thanks to that meal.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That was we Chef AJ has cooked for me several times, and the 555 Fitness team, extended team, a lot of times when we travel to, and it's a little elevated firehouse cooking. Let's call it that.
That's a no-brainer though. Fly AJ out, put him up in the house, let him cook.
I mean, that's basically what Pip said to me. He's like, "You could come, but
you gotta cook."
Like, hey, I'll do it. I'm down for that.
AJ, man, I cannot thank you enough for that last minute.
It literally just popped lips in my head. But I'm gonna jump off though, so you guys can continue doing what you're doing.
I was trying to find the picture, AJ, of my girls next to your face on the TV from that day when you won.
That one day was famous. Yeah.
Cannot find it quick enough. That was great.
I mean, that's not your home screen or whatever.
I know, right? That's kind of a
no. The mozzarella is their home screen. The mozzarella is their home screen.
That's right. I agree with you. That was an opportunity missed on my part.
Great job, guys, and I look forward to seeing who the winner is.
That's awesome. Thanks, AJ.
Appreciate you, brother, as always. And listen, Jeremy, man, you know this for sure because you and I talk a lot, and I don't know why I always say that, but like this is how these things happen for 555. Where because we are out there doing good in the community, in the extended community, whatever you want to say, good things happen. AJ won. There it is. Look, there he is on the big screen. It's just one of those things that it's just been amazing. Like this ride has just been unreal, and I hope people understand and kind of see our dedication to this in this live tonight about the grant, because it really is a labor of love.
I mean, you guys. I mean, what do you talk about it real quick, right? 501c3 charity. I mean, nobody's making a dime on this thing. You guys are here tonight because you want to be here to promote the betterment of first responders, the fire service, you know, EMS, police, you name it, right? So like, you know, that's there. And, you know, you guys are giving your own time tonight to talk about it. And the amount of time that I know CJ and Pip and the rest of the crew put in just behind the scenes on the grant, let alone all the business end of things that has to happen to coordinate the manufacturers and the sponsors, and then getting the product. I mean, it's a logistical nightmare, but you guys do it because you enjoy it and you enjoy helping and filling that void that I think needs to be filled. So kudos to all of you guys. I think I know for a fact, just getting to know all of you over time now, I'm in awe of it. I think you guys are wonderful. I think you're doing the right thing. You have an incredible organization. 555 is going to be here for a long time to come. And I think this grant is going to go from, you know, 45,000 this year, broken down 3 ways, right? To next year, double that, triple that. And I think as it goes, you know, you have the ability to do so much good as you have been. So good for you.
Man, you could be the CEO next year if that happens. Whatever, we'll give you a title, man. We got something we can make you do that.
I can barely do a 45-minute Zoom right now.
He does a lot for us right now. And
what's that?
I said, you do a lot for us right now with this and doing all the
that's
live.
my way, right?
Like
you know, listen, AJ can cook and the sponsors can give you equipment. You know what I can do? I can give you my time and any influence that we might have on our channels. You guys are welcome to it because that's my way of contributing to the mission of 555. So I'm happy.
You told me that 2 years ago at FDIC, and it is the
that's
truest
after
thing
you
ever.
called me fat, called me out, and
took your credit card.
No, that was a different show.
Too.
I didn't take his credit card in FDIC.
Was it in Nashville that you met him, Pip? Wasn't that it was in Nashville when you finally?
Nashville was where I did my impersonation of Jeremy from National Fire Radio behind Jeremy from National Fire Radio while he was doing a thing.
That's when you guys had to walk around the arena strutting your stuff that you're strong and in shape, and like everybody's looking at you like, go away. You know, look at us in our high socks and short shorts, right? Yeah. I get it. That's cute.
You remembered us.
Yeah, I'm like, who's this 14-year-old kid with a mohawk yelling at me? I'm like, I don't even understand what this is. I'm like, shouldn't he be in school? I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
Oh,
anyway, I CJ, thank you for the kind words. I do appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you. And I'm done blowing you guys up. I've given you enough props tonight. So congratulations on the grant. CJ, why don't you close this thing up with telling people where again they can find it, how they can do it, and so on, just so we leave on that note.
All right. So like I said earlier, we have our first quarter grant open right now until April 1st. You can find all the dates online on our website at www.555fitness.org/grants. You can find all the frequently asked questions, what we're looking for in our grading, and you can find my email. So after you read all those things, then you can send me an email to ask me a question, but not before. The link is on there. Like Jen was saying, we try to make it firefighter friendly, like as easy as possible to fill out to get some free equipment for your department. And we're so happy with the turnout we've had of people applying, and we hope to see more. Like, make my life more difficult in picking your department and apply, please. Like, it makes me so happy to see people trying to improve their departments and make things better for themselves, their community, their department, all those things. So please make my life more difficult. Throw those applications at us.
Hey, CJ.
Yeah.
CJ. I'll say it for Pip and I both, but him and I talk about, you do what him and I don't have the time to do. You do what him and I don't have the, finesse to do. Like, he's making stuff, but that is a lot of follow through to get all that equipment everywhere. And when you guys, we were on our group chat the other day and everybody was thanking each other. I really, since we have stopped traveling, I have done the least. I recognize that I've done the least. You and Reed and Brittany have had to carry 555 this past 2020. The social media and the grants is what's kept us going. It's kept us going in the positive direction. And Pip and I, all we do is we talk. We just run our mouths to people. So thank you to the three of you, because you guys have really made this past year of the coronavirus possible.
For sure, Reed and Brittany, they handle all the
Kept
social
us
media
rolling.
stuff, so I know they get way more questions and stuff than I do.
You know, hey, Jeremy, we talked about this on that other social media app last night a little bit in a topic like this, but it's all about having a good crew, right?
Yeah.
In the fire service, if you have a good crew, and that is what I am fortunate, we are all fortunate to have together in this room, Daniel included in it all, you know, for all the things that he's done in the past, and everyone who's not here tonight that's on our team. That is what makes this happen, you know, and that's what is the 555 family and folks like Jen and Jeremy and all those departments. You know, it's been amazing. The ride has been great. I got to do some more name dropping before we leave though, because I wouldn't be doing my job as the boss if I didn't. So I know you said you wanted to wrap with CJ, but I got to throw some companies out.
No,
there.
that's okay.
Okay. I know we're getting into the hour phase too, but you know, we talked about the folks, you know, all the fitness equipment that you get with the grant. You know, I heard CJ name all those companies, and honestly, that is the crux. You know, oh look, there's a baby. Look at him go. He's dressed like Woody. I love it. I love it.
There's a snake in my boot.
I totally lose my train of thought when a little kid comes into in the screen there, and especially when dressed like Woody. But you know,
that's why I did it. So just throw everybody off.
You knew it was going to happen.
What?
Those fitness equipment companies, you know, they're are rocking this. You know, they especially last year, what Bobby mentioned when it came to home fitness becoming the thing, they all stood by their commitments that they made to 555 Fitness, where they could have turned around and easily sold that equipment to someone else and told us, hey, sorry, you got to wait. So I cannot thank all those folks enough. But, you know, Bobby mentioned Zoll and MSA and Born Primitive as our three pretty much main monetary sponsors throughout the year. And know that when it, you know, Born Primitive is a fitness apparel company, their Thin Red Line apparel gets donated back to us. When you talk about Zoll Medical and MSA Globe, you know, they make equipment that we use in our career, but their commitment to 555 has nothing to do with what they make. Their commitment to 555 has to do with their commitment to the people who use that equipment. You know, the people who are using those monitors, the people who are putting on that turnout gear. And to us, that means more than anything, because that's what we're about. We're about people that are in the service. And I can't say enough about them enough good things about them. Need some correcting. 36-hour shift I'm coming off here, so you got to help me out. And it's getting late. Then there's some other great vendors that support us, and I am going to try not to leave any of them out, but I don't have a list in front of me. But Westbroad Apparel, you can purchase our logo hats and our flags from them. They are a great company out of South Carolina that we've had an awesome relationship with for the past 2 years. Just today, First On Socks released a limited edition green St. Patrick's Day 555 Fitness socks, along with a whole new line of 555 Fitness socks. So I highly suggest getting the green ones while you can, because they're not going to be there forever, the way that I understand it.
They're all coming out to you guys too, so.
Socks are on the way too. There we go with that one. Ridgeway Leather Works, our good friend Rob from Ridgeway Leather, does 555 Fitness stamping on leather radio straps or leather flashlight holders, leather radio pouches. He has a new line out there that I guess you can get a 555 Fitness thing stamped on if you've been paying attention to his social media. He has been a great friend and supporter for a long time. Go give Ridgeway Leather Works a follow on Instagram, because they got done dirty by somebody. Fire service companies. Come on, who am I leaving out here, guys? But I'm sure there's some other ones. But
let's see. I have our page pulled out.
Muertos Coffee. When you purchase Muertos Coffee, there's a drop down menu. Please, there are loads of worthy charities in there for you to pick a donation to go to. We love the fact that you pick any not-for-profit. We would really love the fact if you picked 555 though as your drop down. I had a call with
Sun Smile too.
Yep. What's that?
That's what I was about to say. Smile, Amazon Smile. We're on Amazon.
Amazon Smile as well. Yep, you can do that. I do a lot of Amazon Smiling myself, so I'm kind of helping out our own cause there. I did talk to Muertos. You know, this month they have a pretty cool donation going on with the Boston Firefighters Foundation. You know, you can get some cool St. Patty's Day gear there, Britt, from our friends from Muertos and things like that. But let's say maybe 1 month this year, there'll be some cool 555 Muerto stuff you'll see. So who knows? Pay attention to your social media dial.
Honor the brave.
Honor the brave if you are looking for a mortgage, yeah, like a mortgage lender. There's just so many recon rings. So CJ is reminding me of them now. You can say them all if you want, CJ, but you know, Getting Salty Apparel has the same Circus Different Clowns shirt that they donate to us. I think I said recon rings. You could head over to our friends at Soldier Socks and pick up your Pip sock named after me, and the thin red line there that donates money to both 555 and some other firefighter charities. You see the theme here, folks? That's what I guess I'm getting at, is we have all these amazing companies that are supporting us. They're supporting other not-for-profits. Please, 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 please support them. That's the easiest way I could say it, right? I'm sure I left somebody out, but that's a good support. National Fire Radio, your local. Got VetWad, another follow VetWad. They're putting out awesome workouts. See, you remembered another one. Who else do we got? There's got to be more, but follow National Fire Radio too.
Healthy Human did that for a while.
Yeah, they did that for a minute. They took those down though, but that was definitely a good one. And listen too, Jeremy knows this, that we have things in the works. This year is March the 3rd. Tomorrow is March the 4th. Mrs. Pip's birthday. So happy birthday to her tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
Hey.
I have been inundated the past 2 weeks with different folks wanting to work with us on different things. And I am so stoked for this, what we have coming up for you guys this year. So just stay tuned to those social media dials. If you're on Clubhouse, make sure to follow us all on Clubhouse. Most of us are on it.
Time for CJ to get an iPhone.
Time for CJ to get an iPhone. That is true. But you know, we're doing some cool things with National Fire Radio and some other friends on Clubhouse as well. So check that one out. I don't know, Jared, what else do we got? We got some other
hashtag 555 fitness on all of your social media. It makes it much easier for us to locate you because there's a tag that we follow, and hashtag give back, hashtag strengthens our foundation.
And then sign up for our email list on our website, because that's the best way to stay up to date on stuff. When new apparel comes out on all things grant, any events we're doing, like that's the place to sign up to hear about it.
We got a lot of stuff going on. I'm kind of proud of all. I'm kind of proud of you guys, man. Like when I sit back and take things in, man, this is pretty awesome. Oh, there's my buddy too. Now there's a puppy in there. He's being so good, Sir Charles. Oh, he's giving you his paw. He's gonna go dig in your backyard now.
All right, wrap it, Pip. Wrap it. So listen, I will say this as the moderator of this, the last 57 minutes and 35 seconds we've been live. Good job, guys. 555 Fitness is really making moves. You guys are doing the right thing. As Thomas Maluski said in the chat, thanks for doing this. It means the world to all of us fighting for quality equipment. So you guys are looking out for the first responders. You guys are looking out for the well-being of all of us. And on behalf of the entire American Fire Service, thank you. 555. You guys are wonderful. But anyway, listen, grants open till April 1st, $15,000 worth of equipment, training, nutrition, beverage, you name it. It's involved, $15,000. Go to the website now, 555fitness.org/grants. And go apply today. If you don't need the equipment, you know a department that does. You have a buddy across the country that needs it, call them and tell them about it. Share, like, follow, get the message out there, because this is a grant that anybody can win. And so go get it. 555, good job tonight. Thank you. I'm done letting Pip talk because we'll keep sitting here for another 20 minutes. We're out. You guys can stay. I'm going to end.
One love to the Dukes family. I can say what I want to say now. I can say that. One love to the Dukes family today, by the way.
I'm going to end the